Welcome, anime enthusiasts, to Squad Nero, the ultimate destination for all things anime. Whether you're a seasoned otaku or just taking your first steps into the captivating world of Japanese animation, you found your home. I'm Rob, aka Sage. With me today, I have Nyle, aka Crocoscorner, Chef D, and Tsmoov, your guides through the vast realms of creativity, epic adventures, and heartfelt stories that anime, animation, and gaming have to offer. Join us each week as we dive deep into the latest releases, explore hidden gems, and discuss the hottest topics in the blurred community. Get ready for a journey filled with laughter, tears, and the unbridled passion that makes anime a truly unique art form. Without further ado, let the anime odyssey begin. That's what we like to hear. That's what we like to hear. Yeah, we got to do the intro.
You know what? I feel like for like an intro, we should just have it cut into like your big giant head saying everything.
All right, that's crazy.
No,
You
I
just
mean,
record
I
my
mean,
face?
like we
Or
record you
record my
saying
face
it,
doing it?
you saying everything, like, and then we got like different anime things popping up on the screen. I feel like that'd be dope.
That would. Okay. That could be a little project, but thank you, nonetheless, for T Smooth for getting us right with that intro as well, for recording it. Give a round of applause.
Lord knows you wasn't saying it right
I'm
every
late.
time
I'm
we tried
late.
to do it manually.
Give a round of applause for Crocos Corner and Chef D for making it again. Week 16, episode 16, and I'm gonna give myself a round of applause for being here as well. God damn it, we all
Yes,
here. Week
sir.
16, we still here at it, just improving and going to the moon. All right, so we got some good news to start off this week. Some great news to start off this week after we burnt the midnight oil and got together, congregated, and went for a game plan in order to secure these DreamCon tickets. We were finally successful in the mission.
Yes, sir.
You know it's about to, you know it's about to be crazy.
I feel like that's appropriate.
It is. It is. It's about to get real spooky. It's about to get real. We about to just turn the bitch up. Let everybody know who Squad Nero is.
So wait,
Have a great time. Hey.
now all that extra stuff, that's you. So my whole thing is, are we gonna let them know what we gonna try and do? What some cosplays we gonna try and do?
Can't do that.
Ooh. I mean,
You
we
can't
could
play that.
Yeah.
This just,
I mean-
I feel violated.
What? Okay,
play a
okay,
porno.
okay.
Yeah, no,
Oh,
yeah.
he went back.
I didn't know what you was talking about.
Yeah,
He did that
just
shit
run the
smooth
whole
as
thing
hell,
back.
right?
What we gonna cosplay as? Doom, doom, doom. I'm like, oh.
It wasn't for that.
You did it.
If you just say black.
I didn't play the sound though.
Yo,
We
but
just
what
gonna
are we
get the little white
talking about?
girl.
I thought in
I
the
don't
group chat,
know.
me and D is in. I think we doing Bleach.
Y'all doing? Ooh,
I remember you was
Oh.
telling me.
I want
Well,
to be a Power Ranger.
Or we
I
can
don't
do
want to be
Power
no Power
Rangers too.
Ranger.
well, the
We
thing
can do
is,
all
Power
red
Ranger
one.
Bleach.
I'm tired of nigga. I'm be the Gold Zeo Ranger.
what
Niggas piss me off.
Well, that's the thing. Sage, when you was telling me that, like, I already started looking at Bleach cosplays.
I'm still doing Bleach. In the group chat we figured on Bleach,
What?
so I'm doing Bleach.
So
I know
And
exactly
they
who
got
I'm
the
gonna
little
be.
white cloaks. It's hot down there. We could just wear the
Posing.
white cloak.
You ain't even gotta wear the white cloaks. To be honest with you, you just gotta wear the gi.
You really don't.
I'm just saying,
You don't.
yo,
Yeah.
Crocos. My thing is, I'm trying to do Tokyo Revengers one of those days. So I'm just saying, my other homeboy that's coming, he already said he
Let me know
down.
who you gonna be.
I might be
I'm
Mikey.
pretty confident.
I might be
Ty's gonna
Mikey
it,
since
too.
I'm the shortest person.
I'm not mad at it. I think that what's his name is doing Draken. I would 100% do that.
All you gotta do is all you need is Adidas, like black Adidas pants and get the jacket. You straight.
What?
That's need to
Nigga,
happen.
we can still finesse the blade too, D.
We could, bro. I thought we was doing Demon Slayer too, because I was dead ass about that Muzan shit.
I would do Demon Slayer too.
Bro, you really gonna wear a hot Michael Jackson suit?
MJ, OD, sparkly
Bruh.
toes and
Many
everything.
different variations.
So what?
Huh.
It was Michael Jackson. He was the woman, and he was the little kid. So pick one.
The little kid with the overalls.
This man.
Hey, bro,
I can't.
pick me
I
up.
ain't mad at it.
Pick me up. Nah, that's nuts. Nah, I think I was low key trying to do Boruto and Miles Morales, the Prowler version, but I gotta figure out.
Boruto
I
be
feel like I
hard,
can only do
OP.
two. Boruto, the time skip version would be absolutely cold.
They be having wild, crazy outfits. It's weird. It's like,
Yeah. So I was like, I feel
let
like
me look
that'd
at
be dope.
Boruto. About to be
Or
Mitsuki?
the Miles Morales Prowler version. Yeah, I can see you as Mitsuki. That's the crazy part about it. Just dye your hair. I don't know what his hair is, like white or something
Like I
like
said,
that.
I just do the tip. All I'm gonna do is I just do the tips, and you know the rest. I'll be
Wait,
like, y'all
what?
know the rest. I just got the tips done.
That'd be cool. But
Mhm.
yeah, we got a couple ideas. We gonna try and come out there, try and give y'all some interviews. Hopefully, also record a vlog out there so y'all could get a good gist of DreamCon and what y'all can expect. To be honest, we're gonna be all around the place. So if you try and ask where we're gonna specifically be at, you probably won't catch us. The best way that you could do is enjoy yourself, and if we just so happen to bump into each other, we just so happen to bump into each other. But we gonna be getting these interviews off. We gonna be mingling. We gonna be networking. We gonna try and take this up another level. You feel me? So no hard feelings. Don't take it to heart if we can't see y'all, if we can't brush up against y'all. But
D's gonna be in a corner somewhere with somebody.
Doom, doom, doom.
I was waiting for it.
Even on the low, I was so taken aback. I'm like, I can't even press no sound button.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. But
all I gotta say is we're gonna be like, oh, where'd D go? Over there. That's all it's gonna need to be said. Over there.
No,
are
you
y'all
gotta play
expectations?
this his theme song. Where them little thing, the little buttons at? Can I use them?
Wait.
Which
I got
one?
you. I got you.
Yup, there it is. Thank you. You going? It's just imagine that every time you see D run off, just imagine that playing.
Yeah.
That's exactly how it's going.
If y'all see some girls walking funny, be like, oh, they must have been with Nary.
Wait. Say it again. D, say that again.
If you see any of them girls walking funny, know they walk by Derek.
Sin City was
Yeah. But outside of me and D, I'm gonna ask D after. Yo, that man just I'm gonna ask D after since we already went to DreamCon. How are y'all feeling with this being y'all first time going to DreamCon? What are y'all expecting? What are you most interested in seeing?
Well, outside of y'all making me think this is anime Freaknik, because that's basically where I'm at. Is that this is anime Freaknik? I think it'll be fun. I'm expecting to. I really want to sit down, see everybody. Like T, if you definitely are competing in some of like the gaming tournaments, I think I'd enjoy seeing that. Just watching everybody play.
I got my weapon of choice ready to go. They ain't ready for this. Pull it right out the bag. Like y'all want? I need to put this away.
They gonna think T pulling out it.
Like he pulling out the SIG. Nigga, that's worse than the SIG in gaming culture.
My
That's
hitbox.
worse than the SIG.
Cause I can't roll up like that. Yeah, yo, T, you ready? This heavy thing, I can't come in here with that. I gotta come nice, sleek, black, keep it pushing.
Nigga got an arcade at home?
Yo. Damn near. That nigga got everything, bro.
Arcade stick. Instead of playing on a controller pad, you can play on that when you're playing fighting games.
Okay.
But yeah, go ahead now.
He said it froze.
Oh, it did? Damn. All right. T, how you feeling?
Okay, I'm gonna say this now. My highlight of that weekend would probably be if I get to play one of the RDC members in Tekken or in Street Fighter if I sign up. If I can really, if I get like, I'll be watching the RDC gaming streams. They be getting it in, but not like me. I'm gonna say this now. I'm about to put the pause on anybody that come through my way. I've been
Lily's gonna play in one of them if I'm not mistaken. I think he got the championship in both years or the last 2 years.
it's probably Smash and Mario Kart. I'm not playing those. Those are too much RNG.
Gotcha.
Smash Bros. I'm not really good at, but Mario Kart. If you got that blue shell, there's no way you can easily make that work and come back. So I don't want to do that to myself. But other than that, like networking, meeting people, like actually being at a con where it's like our people come together. Not like granted, like yes, it's always nice to see a mix of everybody, but our people coming together, enjoying ourselves, linking up, creating new mutuals, doing what needs to be done, and we out here having fun. That's at the end of the day.
I'm not gonna lie, that was probably, you brought up a good point. That was probably one of my most favorite things about DreamCon was to see all of the black faces mostly, and even minority faces around you having a good time.
Lost one.
And it's not what we're accustomed to when we were growing up. You have a good time, it always has a connotation for a bad situation to happen. But with DreamCon, it was never nothing like that. It reminded me of Caravana, but not in the sense of Caravana. You know Caravana, you go in there to fet, you go in there to dance, have fun, be in the sun, all of that jazz.
I remember
But
when we went
with
the last time.
DreamCon, it's more anime, yeah. It's more anime related to the point where it's like you walk into that convention center and it just switches, the whole vibe just switches up from the real world to now we're like in our own anime type of thing. And we just traveling on doing side quests, main quests in this convention center, trying to meet new people, trying to network, trying to introduce ourselves, all of these things. Meet our favorite content creators or get some insight from some panels or something like that, or get some gear like the two pictures that y'all see in the background I got from there. They have so much more in there.
You talking about the 19 inches of Venom?
No.
Oh, okay, just making sure.
I love that you refer to it to that.
That's him!
It's so.
That's him! When Spider-Man dropped, bro, when Spider-Man dropped, he was like, yeah, yo, I got the collector's edition, 19 inches of Venom. Bro, I don't need to hear all that. I don't need to hear all that.
19 inches of it, too.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, my gosh.
You couldn't say you like Spider-Man and Miles like fighting him in the... You just had to...
19 inches. That's what they said.
Hey, yo!
Too much.
He said, what did I come into right now?
You might have to kick him out the Airbnb, D.
Yeah.
Might have to.
Come with that energy.
That's nuts. But but like just that camaraderie in terms of black people, it really because when you're surrounded by that type of, I guess, crabs in a bucket mentality, you forget how it is to actually see a group of black people like chilling and doing something like constructive. That might be me, that might be the area in which I'm living in. I might be closed off or anything like that. And I'm not saying that this is all black people, obviously, but in certain areas, in certain cities throughout the nation, you are stuck in a crabs in a bucket type of city.
Crabs in the barrel.
Yep.
Crabs in a barrel type of city. We all know this. This is not nothing new, so I'm not trying to shit on black people as a whole, but this instance is where I was like able to, I've never been motivated so much from an event such as that's supposed to be a fun time in a long time. Where I was sitting here, I'm like, yo, all of these people did that was different than us was put pen to paper, put muscle behind decisions, and just make shit happen. And they just made shit happen on a consistent basis in a smart way and grew with it, and they was able to cultivate something like this. Like this was just friends back in the day, and they was able to cultivate a whole convention center where other black people can share, enjoy each other, have fun, all of this jazz, all from a simple idea that started from something. So I just looked at it, and it was just a beautiful thing. But now we didn't get the rest of what you were expecting for DreamCon.
Yeah, Honestly, a lot of what you're saying, that's kind of what I'm thinking. I've been to music festivals before, and it's kind of it's not necessarily a blurred type of experience, um, but that you get that same kind of vibe where it's just like everybody, you don't got to worry about people's guards being up. You just kind of get the experience, as you said, Sage. You just get the experience, everybody, the environment, the gaming, the costumes, the conversation, the networking. Like all of these things are folding in within themselves. So to be able to experience it in the way that we are in July, very excited for that. Very, very, very excited to just kind of experience that for the first time. That's all I got.
ID, what about you? We are, I guess you'd say, 2 years in the game, some sophomores in the game. How you feeling? What you expecting?
Like y'all said, I mean, jokes aside, it is a different environment because I went to Comic Palooza in Houston. It was cool, but like you said, when you go around black people and you're like, okay, like people here being themselves. Everybody got on their costumes. You don't feel like, oh, is my costume ass? Oh, is this and that? Like, it was a very encouraging environment because everybody felt like they was around their people. So I think that was like the best part for me, as well as networking and things like that. Because I know at Comic Palooza we met some people the year before that we met at DreamCon. And it was like, damn, like, network with other black people. Now we all here at the same space. We met people from California. We met people from Florida, people from Chicago. And it was like, damn, like, just being in that environment where it's just no nigga shit, I'm not saying like ain't nothing wrong with going to a party, but I mean nigga shit as in like the attitude. Like it wasn't nobody like trying to step on your shoes or nobody trying to get you to fight or get you to buck up. It was just like it was just a good time to be there with all black people, I must say. So that's
Great music. Great music too, all around. All around.
Yes.
Oh, that's
They
always
they
nice.
It's
they ain't
over.
missed not one time.
It's over.
That's
They ain't missed not
always
one time.
nice.
And they had the only thing we didn't go to the reggae dance hall party, specific party last year.
We're going.
They sold out. They sold out before we could get tickets. I don't know if they're gonna throw it again. We went to the grown and sexy party that night, and they actually had some Afro beats, some reggae
did.
dance hall sprinkled
Okay.
in there, which caught me off guard. I wasn't
I
expecting.
need I
that.
need a little bit of
Usually,
soca in my
like,
life. That's where I stand.
I don't think they played not a one soca. That's my only gripe. I wish they played more of that type of more Caribbean music overall.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like they're missing a huge demographic within the black people because you got your islanders, you got people who parents are immigrants from Caribbean places and everything like that. Now they live here. Especially if you got people coming from New York, I know that for a fact because there's a whole lot of people that immigrate to New York type of thing. But
Sage, my question is this: that was the grown and sexy party. Was that one video where you was dancing in the middle of the crowd, looking like a scarecrow from Wizard of Oz?
yeah,
Okay.
Wow.
Now
Nah,
that you say it, I kinda
bro,
did.
because when he was doing all this, I instantly it just popped in my mind. I'm like, this man looked like Michael Jackson from The Wiz.
I didn't know if anybody in that place knew exactly what I was doing. It is an Afrobeat dance.
It is.
I didn't know if anybody knew what the hell I was doing. So I was just like, fuck it, I'm gonna try it. I can't remember. Nigga, I don't even know what sparked me to go out. We was drinking. We was just sitting there in the back. We was sitting there drinking
Bro,
in the back.
we was drinking and they was playing the DJ was playing some heat, but it was like only a few niggas knew what the songs was, like the Caribbean music. So then when Rob started dancing, more people came over. I would say it's not like we got to give it up. We got to hang it up though. It ain't like parties where we went to in college where shorties start whining, you can get behind somebody. Now they too bougie for dancing, or maybe they're just not attracted to you. But it wasn't just
something happened with that.
It was these damn bro.
Oh,
Yo, every time you about to say,
Hold on.
he got angry. It's serious.
Yeah,
It's serious.
need
It
to at
froze
this
up.
point.
yo,
It froze up.
Froze. I'm about to go crazy, but I froze.
That point so badly too.
I was saying, bro, it's these damn cameras. It's grown and sexy, but it's like no girl want to be on camera just dancing with niggas all day. So they like, I want to keep it sexy. I want to keep it bougie. I want to show that I'm at a vibe. I don't want the camera on me. They need some no face, no case type shit first and foremost. But I feel like the it's a cool vibe, but people just got to start warming up more because it was the demographic. You could tell it was a lot of young kids in there. You could tell it was niggas that was like in their late 20s. So it was just like, this kind of everybody ain't know which way to step in that motherfucker. So that's something they gotta. They need like an adults only type shit.
No, but even if you're grown and sexy, unless niggas was finessing, I thought it was stipulations where you had to be 25 and up in order to get tickets there. That was one of the main reasons why we went.
That is a fact.
25 and up because we didn't want to deal with the young niggas.
But the way some niggas was acting, I'm like, these some young niggas.
Maybe that's some
niggas was too eager to hit the Soldier Boy and knew they Dougie.
I ain't gonna lie, niggas finessed the pool party, so I can't put it past nobody. I can't put it past nobody. That wasn't even the only thing that niggas was finessing all fucking weekend. But
I was gonna say one thing before my shit freeze again. The one thing looking forward to this shit is just the one vacation where you can actually relax, like have fun, where you ain't gotta have your guard up.
Oh, it rose again.
Right there.
Right there.
And he wasn't even about to say nothing. Wow.
Bro, I just screamed. I'm like, what the fuck? Anyway, it's like, yo, you ain't gotta have your guard up. It's just no worries. Like when you go to DreamCon, just know like I'm finna be relaxed.
Damn, same part. It froze at the same sentence.
Okay. Whatever I got to say ain't important. Whatever I got to say is not important. Go ahead, Rob.
They said, Nasty Nino about to be out. You need to stop what you about to say. It ain't true.
I wasn't gonna say nothing crazy.
It did it twice. It said, nah, whatever you about to say, it ain't true.
It was like he got the potential to say something.
We gonna have a good time.
They said you trying to be mature. No, you ain't about to be
mature.
Said,
nah, we want Nasty Nino right now.
We want Nasty Nino now.
Right
this
now. Ain't no time for dilly dally. Y'all better be locked in though. We gotta come in and show up. We gonna get them. I was thinking about those remote mics too. They're wireless mics too. I don't know if you. It was like the little ones.
Was that before was it before I brought that up?
It was before, yeah. I was trying to find one that went with my iPhone though. Most of them have USB-C, which I couldn't necessarily. I can't use on my.
Hey, Dodo.
What?
All you gotta do is look on Amazon Lightning port wireless mic.
Lavalier.
Yeah. I know. I was looking it up just to see how much the pricing would be.
Something like $20-$30.
Yeah, I know.
They're not that bad.
That was pretty cheap. I was like, oh damn.
I was looking for the ones that got the power case with it, so they don't die while we're out there.
Oh, true.
So when we're not using them, put them back in, let them charge.
But yes, if y'all got any things that y'all want to see us do during the vlog or during our journeys or anything like that, let us know. I think we're gonna go into this next one. I hope that most of us have seen the episode, but I'm gonna ask anyway. How y'all feel about that Invincible season 2, episode 5?
Trash.
Why you say so?
In my opinion, it was a 3 out of 10 because after a long break, it's not like they gave us 12 episodes and left us on a cliffhanger. We knew Mark was gonna stay there. We knew Mark was gonna do help him out before he came back. They could have done without that part. I'm gonna be honest, because it was like 20 minutes of us playing catch up when they didn't need to do that. They really didn't need to play catch up. We already knew what was happening. It's not like I said, the last episode left on a cliffhanger where we gotta play the clip episode. That's what it felt like. Let's play catch up and bring everybody back in the fold, but it wasn't interesting to me because it just felt like a mashup of Mark trying to redeem himself for things breaking, the bootleg Suicide Squad going up against Staryu and Starro, whatever his name is, and Multiplicate getting bodied and Homegirl getting bodied, that the Ant-Man's daughter equivalent. It was just okay. We all knew that someone was gonna die. Thank you to the trailer. Could have left that one out.
Who died? I can't remember.
Multiplicated.
Never mind. It was
Literally,
two niggas that died.
yeah.
It was two.
It was the two girls that died.
I was like, damn.
Bruh, homeboy caught multiplicate. Pow! Clap. And then he caught homegirl when she was trying to like which all in all that was the that's the one thing I like. Even though that might have already been in the comics, what was the one thing from Endgame that we wanted to see, or Infinity Wars? What was the one joke that they talked about? Anybody know?
Man going in a
and Thanos and imploding out his body. They actually did that with homeboy from the Snake Squad and the girl that like shrinks down. But homeboy caught her. She tried, but homeboy caught her and said, that's a meal.
Squeezed his intestines and killed her ass, bruh. Who is this nigga? I thought this was a regular nigga.
But it didn't feel like a wow, we're back. It was just okay.
Rex did survive, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. I think that actually happened in the comics, or I think the characters were switched, but nonetheless, I think I can understand why you're saying that. I think in my head, I'm looking at it in the sense of this is a whole nother part. It's from the same season, but it's chalked up in the different parts. How the first season ended, obviously it was a lot of things at stake, and you felt the ramifications. I feel like this episode had a lot of ramifications in there, a lot of twists that I believe most folks weren't expecting, and a little trinket to get excited for the next episode. I think this is just gonna be just like the first part, where they're gonna first episode is gonna be the foundation to how we're gonna proceed further, and then you keep ramping up the stakes. Gotta end off on a huge cliffhanger type of thing like that. So I think it was fairly good for
Sage, I'm gonna let you know now you froze for a second.
Oh.
So
I think for the most part I thoroughly enjoyed it. But how y'all feel?
All right, so I didn't hate it. I did not hate the episode. I thought that they did get a decent amount of even though the episode bounced around a lot, and then there was the cliffhanger at the end that kind of was the icing on the cake for it. But the worry that I kind of still have after watching that first episode. So the thing that I was worried about is that things were going to kind of drag out, which like we got 6 episodes in. We have six episodes for this second half, right?
No, 8.
Is it 8?
It's 4 for the first one, and 4, and then it's gonna be 4 for this.
4 for the next one.
Yeah,
so
for
it's
this.
8 total.
Yep.
We got 1 episode, so not 6. Excuse me. We got 1 episode down. We got 3 more to go before the season finale. Now again, they are fitting a lot in, but with only 3 episodes to go, it just I just really don't like the 4 and 4 format. I really don't like it. I just feel like at this trajectory, there may become a point where the show kind of drags on, and it's just the first episode, so maybe episode 2 and 3 might kind of pivot how I feel about this. But I just don't know if I love the pay. I don't know if I love the in-season pacing. I think it's cool. I like it in terms of an episode, like per episode. I'm not exactly against it, but overall, that part concerns me. It makes me feel like we will be getting Invincible through, like, if it's 2024, we might get it through 2028. And if they continue, which wouldn't be a problem, but if they continue it with the like 4 on, huge break, 4 back, and you got to do that until 2028,
you gonna lose
combined with the overall pacing of it, I don't know. It's not a show like. Now I will say this: the ending part where we did have duplicate, she was getting killed during that part. That did remind me a lot of like the boys aesthetic. It kind of gave off that vibe for me a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not, but like at the same time that kind of upset me because I'm like, dang, if this show was like the boys and we had a whole episode that went through with that kind of vibe, then I might be able to be more on board. But knowing that this show, or knowing from the comic that this is just not like that, like it has highs and it has lows in regards to moments like that, I just feel like there's a lot of frustration that could potentially build as the years go on with this. Again, only first episode into this second half of the season. They could clean, like a lot more of it could get cleaned up, and I'm thinking episode 2 and 3, and then I worry with episode 4, but I won't have that worry until I see episode 2 and 3. Um, but it makes me, I just don't like the format of it. I don't hate the show. I don't hate the direction that it's going in. I just don't know if I, like I said before this season started, I just don't know how much I like the overall pacing, and
See,
that's the only part that really concerned me.
I'm gonna be honest. If they gave us 10, 12 like if they gave us a 24 episode season, gave us 12, then went on hiatus and then came back, I'd have been fine with that. That like, there's only so much that you can do because if they're not gonna, because they're gonna end up cutting parts out. We all know this. They're gonna end up cutting parts out. They're gonna end up putting some new stuff in. But at the same time, it's like, is some of these parts that you're cutting out to fit this 8 episode, 45 minutes an episode format, does it take away your momentum for each season? Because the first 4, I'm not gonna lie, fuego, fuego. Get the reveal that Omni Man was on that planet. He got a child. Blah 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 blah. Big reveal. Big fight between the Villagemites. Everything leading up to that. Homeboy got Invincible on a leash where he got to check in with him. Mark's dealing with college. We got a whole format, and then we get hit with that break. I felt like it could have been a little bit more, just a little bit more. Like you could have spaced everything out because even this episode, they didn't even talk about Sterling K. Brown's character. When is he gonna have like a prominent like moment in this? It's like every other episode we see him. That's not good pacing. Because it's like people are going to forget, like, oh, why are we even talking about him when we don't see him that often? I feel like that's going to lead to a small backlash because I'm pretty sure in the comic they talked about him way more.
Who?
Sterling K. Brown's Angstrom. We didn't see no.
I think
Yeah.
he's gonna have his episode, just like he had in the first part.
But even still,
No, but the thing is with this shit, they said he's the main villain of this season. And if you've seen this nigga, we haven't seen him do anything but interrogate one Invincible, and then he was gone. It was like, damn, where this nigga at this whole time?
Another part. So another point that I do just want to, and I was looking this up as T was going along. The studio that is in charge of this is a studio by the name of Skybound Entertainment. They are most notable for doing The Walking Dead, and that is kind of like, I kind of can believe. I put it like this: I could believe that without even knowing it if I didn't just read that, because I don't like, when you look at the things that they've made, it's either things that we really didn't care about. I was like, they got The Walking Dead. They have a Robert Kirkman comic regard to as Outcast that came out. I don't think any of us have seen that, or if we have, it wasn't something that we've ever really mentioned to each other. There's a Korean pre-apocalyptic drama they did called 5 Year. They did Robert Kirkman's Secret History of Comics. So like they do a lot of Robert Kirkman's work, which this is Robert Kirkman's work too, I believe. But when you think about, they did Renfield. When you think about how that partnership has gone about, it's like, we've had criticism over Sony, right? Over how Sony has done their timelines, how Sony has done their films, has done their pictures. I was a huge fan of The Walking Dead. I can tell you that they butchered,
Mm-hmm.
they extremely butchered the, like, in terms of taking unique or individual licenses within the actual material that you're making. Um, they ruined, like, they legit ruined Walking Dead. Uh, they're doing, even so far, even though we're only, what, this is the second season in, even though we're only 2 seasons in with Invincible, I can already say that they have done a way better job than they did with uh The Walking Dead in regards to the pacing feels familiar. Even though I know I'm talking about live action versus animated, still all done by the same studio. The pacing seems familiar. At least it reminds me of early seasons Walking Dead. That's what got a lot of people in, is that they had really good pacing amongst the beginning and as things went on. But how the liberties that they had in regards to the story, it was not good. It was good for the first portion of it, but then it became not good. So it makes me just worried that the pacing and the individual direction, if they don't, they very well could do a great job with it and it goes fine. But again, the longer that these things go on, from at least what I've seen from this studio that's done other work by Robert Kirkman, the longer that it goes on, the more errors kind of start to form. So like I don't really want it. I don't want to. I don't want to plague it and say like, oh yeah, they're definitely, that's definitely what's gonna happen. It doesn't have to happen that in that way. But like, it just makes me concerned that, to T's point, maybe the Angstrom Levi parts kind of feel rushed, or they feel incomplete. Maybe some other arcs down the line may feel rushed. They might feel incomplete. Also, off that trailer, it's just wild thinking like, I guess I can see it, but spoiler alert: the Viltrumite invasion, let's say, I know that that's happening in these last 3 episodes.
Not invasion,
So
but just
this,
they checked up on him before, and then they decided to go in after. I think his father got freed or rescued. Spoiler alert. I'm sorry.
yeah,
Rescued from the Viltrumite prison. So they're just doing this because I forgot that Anissa actually checks up on Mark to see how he's doing and how he's doing in taking over the Earth. So it's not
yeah.
technically the invasion.
Okay, so that, but that's the thing. Like, knowing we have 3 episodes, I imagine that's gonna happen last episode. I could be wrong about that. I'm not. I'm kind of fuzzy on the timeline and how it exactly went. But like, again, to think you got 3 more episodes to get to that, you still have to cover Angstrom, Levy. It's a lot. I mean, they're hour episodes, so, well, 45 minutes. So it's not impossible for that to be done properly. It's just that, when I look at their track record, again, the studio, I think about other things that they've done. I wonder just where exactly those liberties are going to happen and occur. And then again, my other second concern is, as this drags on, meaning more years and more years and more years, because they like to stretch out their work. Do we run, like, what do we? Is it? Are we? Do we need to be concerned? Like, is that something where you need to be like, oh, okay, once they get to like 2026, they starting to bug out and this is going completely in the wrong direction. Again, I hope that that's not the case, but I could see it. Ear.
Nyle, what do you rate the episode, nigga?
Oh,
It'll be DreamCon by the time I get to talk.
Yeah.
7. 7. 7 out of 10.
Yeah.
There you
Seven
go,
out of-
Mister. There you go, Nino.
Go ahead, Derek. How,
Nigga,
what
that
you
shit was
rated?
a 5 out of 10.
5? Jeez
I said,
Louise.
bro, they just playing with us. They just tickling our balls at this point. It's like when you have one of them dreams, shorty pull her pants down, you wake up, as soon as she about to take off the panties, you be like, damn.
Yeah.
It's like, bro, y'all got them niggas on a Martian ship. Then you got the Suicide Squad niggas getting beaten up by lizards. And then you got all of this stuff happen, and then the episode over, and it's like, wait a minute. We got 3 more episodes. Mark's supposed to get S8
Spoiler alert, and it froze.
by My bad. I'm like, you got all this stuff going on, and we haven't even seen the main villain in this episode or what happened to his dad. Granted, they did rush a lot of stuff in the comics, but it's like, damn, y'all, like, for us to only get 4 episodes for this half, this shit not really panning out like how y'all think it is. Like, this shit just kind of all over the place. I feel like the shit with his mom gotta stop. Like, just show her raising that little purple nigga, show Cecil doing his dirt, all that college shit, get it out of there. I don't care nothing about them college nigga.
It froze at the end.
Bro, what was the last word y'all heard?
He said, I don't give a damn about them college niggas.
That's it. That's all y'all need to hear.
He said that is all. I do kind of agree with that though. Like, what if the parts that don't need to be kind of rushed through, they take their time with, and the parts that we kind of agree can be rushed through. You know what I'm saying? Like
Donald, nigga, who cares about Donald being an android? I ain't caring, bro. When they saw that, I was like, "Oh damn, Caesar got more Donald."
Very
cool.
serious.
I'm not gonna lie. When he got yoked up by the robot, I was sitting there cracking up. I mean, like,
And he was
I wasn't
like,
even paying attention. Why did he get yoked up by that nigga? He was just fucking around with that nigga?
it was a dream.
him.
That was him.
Oh.
But bro, it's like, yo, y'all spending. Bro, I'm about to throw this laptop over the fucking balcony.
I think all of this is to add on to the big collision of Mark and Cecil. You're already starting to see it. You're starting to see it even more this season. And Donald, I think his story plays a part in that because it then shows you how far Cecil is willing to go in order to do what he thinks is right. And that's the complete problem that Mark has against him, because sometimes the methods that he chooses isn't the best possible methods for everybody there. And I just think this was a build upon episode. I'd probably rate it a 7.5 to 8.
My fault.
Now you good. T, what would you rate it?
I told you, a 3 out of 10.
3 out of 10? Nah, what about you?
7. So we had 3, 5, 7, and 7, and a 7.5.
Yeah. All right. I mean, I'll take it, I guess.
So as a collective, we're looking at what, a 5.5?
Probably. Yeah.
Somewhere around there, yeah. I will say this, Sage. I'm optimistic for the next episode. Like I'm not turned off. It's just I'm worried. Like overall, I'm not even worried necessarily over the season. I'm just worried overall. But even that part that you just said, the relationship between Mark and Cecil, that's a great point. Like that's a great part that I do understand them trying to take their time to flesh out. But then you also got Robot and like how that kind of unfolds and this is going down in the future, of course, but like Robot, his relationship with like Cecil and Mark in regards to what he believes is right and stuff. It's like when we get to those seasons, when we start doing that, is that something where you gonna have to see one half in one season and the other half in the other season? Like that type of stuff. It's just kind of like
I'm gonna be real. The one thing that really messed me up is that the first half we had like a little moment where we saw Monster and Robot having their little romantic thing. But then once the beginning of this episode when they're training, Monster's like Robot's like you got to be careful with Monster's ability because it de-ages her. And all of a sudden she flipped, like we just went on one day and it'll probably be your last day. I'm like,
of course she would.
Huh?
Of course she would.
I feel like they had that tone.
You're not about to keep telling her what to do.
But he didn't tell her what to do. He was telling the person and training them just be mindful of her ability. That's all he was saying. He cares about her.
I understand, but at the same time,
but my thing is, did they happen
at the same time? It was not his place to say anything. She's a grown woman. So she had the opportunity to say something.
Technically, no.
Hold up, and on top of that,
Rob,
technically she is. On top of that, Robot is still a nigga who has barely had any type of relationship in a romantic level his entire fucking existence. So how would he just know how exactly to chat with a lady or treat her if it's somebody that he truly cares about? You
But
could care about somebody all you want, but if you don't have experience or at least ask the questions in order to figure out what she wants, then nigga, you shit out of luck. And
Rob,
Robot just think that he
that's
knows.
not that's but
The
that's
nigga, all Robot said was, "Yo, be mindful. She de-ages a week every time she transforms. We can't just be training for 15 minutes and then she age another week because we see later in the comics what happens when they got Monster Girl down to her baby stage. She becomes a crazy ass monster. Robot knows, yo, like y'all keep doing this shit. They really just using you for a fucking weapon at that point.
and all he was doing is just showing that he cares about her. Like in that moment, he's like, "Yo, just be mindful." He wasn't talking to her saying you need to stop doing this. He's just letting them know, like, be mindful because he cares about her. He's not being controlling. He's just telling the person that's running the trainer thing, like, just be mindful. That's all. That's all.
Did she smile when they showed her and he was talking about her? Did she smile before she turned around and snapped?
No.
See, because I do remember their relationship at first being a little tumultuous. I do remember that in the comic. So they may just be trying to flesh that out. I thought she maybe did smile, but I could definitely see where, because it did kind of create a little confusion. Especially, I imagine somebody who hasn't read it, it would have probably created, like, even if you did read it, it's like, that might have, when you go off of what they were at before and to see where they at now, it's like, what? But I do think that in the comic they did kind of go back and forth before they really understood their feelings for each other, to Rob's point.
I don't expect his ass to be the Rizzler.
The
of
Rizzler.
The Rizzler of all Rizzlers. I don't expect this man to be that way.
I don't expect it neither.
That man was cooped up in a test tube, goddamn, looking like an amoeba with a big ass brain.
He looked like the dude that sat in my homeboy's that robot from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the little brain thing that sat in the robot's stomach.
Mm-hmm.
That's what he reminded me of when he was in that test tube.
He really did. That shit was disgusting. So I would not expect him to know exactly how to treat a lady, especially if it's his first time trying to do it. Reason why probably he's like a kid in that sense, because mentally and romantically he is a kid. He's an infant because he's never had experience doing it. He's had experience doing life. He's had experience being in the test tube and creating all of these different things and mechanisms and creating all these big brain plans. But making big brain plans is completely different than chatting with a shawty and actually getting to understand her and getting on the same wavelength with her and everything like that. That's two completely different things. So,
I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at them going into that either.
I like it though because now this pushes Robot to further grow in that aspect though. It only pushes the characters to further grow. We're playing a long game, I feel like, with this series where it's so much information. It was no way in hell we could get through all of this or at least most of it without taking up a considerable amount of time.
I'm just saying, I hope it don't take up no 11 years like it did Walking Dead. That's my problem.
Exactly. Not Rob. See, exactly, Rob. That's sentence there.
Because even the director, well, Robert Kirkman, I know he got some.
Every time.
You froze up again.
Bro, I gotta start talking 100 miles an hour. But the nigga said that he don't want this to be like 8 seasons or something. He was like, no, like I don't want this to be drawn out. You know, it's a long comic. That's why that old nigga, Thetis, he was like, yo, I'm a Viltrumite. That shit ain't happened till later in the comics. He was like, fuck it, Alan, look, I'm a Viltrumite too, nigga. And it was like, damn, like they just skipped a whole bunch of shit in order to get to this point.
As long as they don't skip the beast, what's the beast nigga name? I can't remember.
Battle Beast
Versus Thrag. As long as they don't skip that, I'm perfectly all right.
Nah, they won't.
All I know is they probably gonna pull a Promised Neverland with this series.
I hope not.
There you go.
that?
I knew Nyle was gonna pick his head up for that one.
What's
Don't
that?
say that. Don't say that. So
What do you mean
Promise
by that?
Neverland, they skipped an entire. They skipped like
They skipped the
fans'
whole
favorite
arc. The whole arc. And it's like they
The
got
whole thing.
so one of the boys got taken and they thought he was gone. All of a sudden they went looking for him. There was another arc in there where it explains where he's been and it's a whole bunch of stuff, and then he shows up near the end. He just showed up and they're like, okay.
At the start of the second season. It was like the first episode in the second season. It's like, what? Everything. A whole, like the stuff that had people built up, the whole thing they skipped.
That's nuts.
I've never seen that before with anything. Like,
So, like,
there's new media.
What's the Yu Yu Hakusho live action?
Let's
Yeah,
not
you
talk
can say
about that.
But like, that was all over the
There-
place.
but
like,
there's a difference between an anime and live action. Anime, they could have done it, they just didn't.
They just
Live action, they just like left the whole. They just like, we're gonna give you this, we're
yeah,
gonna
it's
give you that.
trying to
Boom.
consolidate.
All right, so I think mostly everybody feels like Lester. We'll see how the episode goes. We got 3 more episodes after that. I'm curious to see what type of information they're able to pull off within these last 3 episodes. I'm starting to understand more and more where y'all coming from, though. I'm starting to understand more and more. It probably should have been more episodes. Probably should have been more information that they probably went through because there's so much information. If Robert Kirkman truly does want this to end fairly quickly, so I can understand where y'all going. I might.
said
Hey,
that.
Rob. Wait, you're finally agreeing with us after you've been fighting with us for the last 3 episodes when we talk about Invincible?
I will say I'm starting to understand more why y'all agree. I haven't agreed yet. I haven't taken that step yet. We'll see how the season goes. If it ends off a great season, a great second part, and they somehow salvage this with, especially with y'all minds and other people that are like-minded such as y'all, then by all means, I'm staying where I'm at. But if they're not able to do this, and I'm feeling like it was a lot of shit that they could have taken care of in this season, then I might have to jump over to y'all side and be like, all right, these niggas need to get this shit together. And like,
You
at
can
least
give
in
us these
12
$20
episodes.
for that.
Fam,
No.
he said
I ain't
he
bet no money.
didn't. He said he didn't want it to be long. Pause. But like, bro,
Hey.
do it feel like that is the case to anybody?
Did you throw a pause in there, nigga?
Yes, he did.
I did.
Oh,
Does
my,
it-
my audio came in late. I'm like, I ain't hear no.
Nah, I paused it. But does the episode feel, I mean, does the seasons feel like he doesn't want that to, you
No.
would think that they want it to be like 10 seasons.
No, I just read it. Robert Kirkman said Invincible, for it to cover the complete story, would need like 7 or 8 seasons, but he was like, it's not gonna happen. Like, they're not gonna give 7 to 8 seasons for no animated show. So maybe 4 or 5, but they already skipped a whole bunch of shit already. So I mean,
And we had 2. And we had
we
2
had 2 and a half,
already.
nigga.
They already
2
brought
and
in
a
the
half, everybody
Viltrumites
fixed
right
it.
quicker.
They gonna cancel this shit. Why?
And got his dad fucking hemmed up too, which is quick as
Mhm.
fuck. And got Alan the Alien back on his Super Saiyan shit too, which is quick as fuck.
I'm
And
nervous, man.
Introducing Anissa, they might have the scene that everybody knows about if you've read or listened to Invincible. They might have that scene next season. To be honest with you, since they already bringing Anissa up here.
That's not good pacing though overall, because
Dang.
it's like, what you gonna do? You gonna leave us on a cliffhanger of that to open that up next season?
And then we gotta wait, what? Maybe another year, 6 months? We don't know.
And that's
No.
one of 4 episodes possibly. So the first episode is the conclusion of Anissa and Mark's meeting, shown somehow in that, and then you got 4 more episodes after that, and then another break. People not gonna like that. I think so.
We shall see. I still think so. I still got hope. But
We'll see.
we have a YouTube video from our our good fellow emergency awesome over at YouTube. We're gonna dive into some Marvel real quick. Get tapped into some leaks about who Henry Cavill might possibly be. And I'm not gonna lie, I was excited at first, y'all, but then I got pissed once I found out what the fuck this nigga was playing. I ain't never been so upset a day in my life. But I'm gonna let y'all listen to it, and then we'll chat about it after.
All right, so I need y'all to go ahead and tune into the stream.
Mute your mics.
Y'all give me a thumbs up when y'all ready. All right, that's 1, 2. Thank you.
Deadpool and Wolverine. This just feels right.
Welcome back, everyone. It's Charlie, and it looks like we finally know which Marvel character Henry Cavill is playing in the new movies, and it turns out it's for Deadpool and Wolverine, which is a bit of a surprise, so we'll break it all down. Because it's supposed to pay off a long-running fan theory about who he'd be playing from years ago, and Kevin Feige is using Henry Cavill's new Marvel character to acknowledge the fans the same way they cast John Krasinski as Reed Richards of the Fantastic Four in Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness.
Having a big audience for you must be a cool thing. Good for you.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Good for you. You made it, Chris.
We'll see how it goes. Fingers crossed.
All to pay off a long-running fan theory from a long time ago. So can you imagine what's going to happen if Ben Affleck shows up as his version of Daredevil in the movie? Like Henry Cavill and Ben Affleck from the DC universe, the Justice League, now showing up in the Marvel universe together. If you're brand new to the channel, be sure to subscribe to get all the videos. There's supposed to be a new Deadpool and Wolverine trailer coming pretty soon that'll give us a little bit more of the actual narrative during the movie. Like the first teaser just meant to give you vibes of what's happening in the movie. He talks about changing the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Like he's basically going to start soft rebooting the Marvel Universe for Kevin Feige. According to the actor who plays Dopinder, who's coming back in the movie, says that there's a bunch of Kevin Feige jokes calling him out in the movie several times too.
Thank you, Kevin Feige. Love you, Kevin Feige. Thank you, MCU.
It is a really good time to be a Deadpool fan and an X-Men fan just in general, because we have all those X-Men 97 episodes coming next week too, which I will also do videos for. But I feel like by now, most people have seen at least some rumors the past couple of years about Henry Cavill joining the Marvel Universe as a new character. There was a lot of speculation about which character he would be playing. The most popular fan theories were Captain Britain. There was a newer theory about him playing Cyclops in the new MCU X-Men movie that's meant to be a reboot, with all the main characters being recast as new versions. Some people wanted him as the new Sentry in the Thunderbolts movie, or Hyperion, because they're kind of like Marvel's versions of Superman. Henry Cavill himself even started commenting on the rumors a couple years ago. But according to a couple new reports, he's going to be in Deadpool and Wolverine this year, which is a big surprise, as a Wolverine variant. It's not totally clear if his version of Wolverine is going to be based on any particular comic book version of the character, but he's supposed to be wearing a long brown coat in the movie, and there are only a couple of notable times that Wolverine has worn brown coats. There's the original Days of Future Past Wolverine in the comics, and then Hugh Jackman's Wolverine in the X-Men Days of Future Past movie. When they were back in the 1970s, he wore a brown leather jacket. And going back to the original X-Men 2000 movie, when they first introduced his version of the character, he's wearing that brown biker jacket in the movie. The reason why this is another John Krasinski Fantastic Four kind of reference, if you don't remember, right after Avengers Endgame came out several years ago now, that's how long it's been, doesn't everybody feel old now? Right after that movie, the Fox-Disney buyout deal finished officially, meaning Kevin Feige and Marvel could do anything they wanted with the X-Men characters again inside the MCU. And because at that time we were still fresh off the Logan movie, Hugh Jackman originally said that when that came out, he was done as Wolverine, like he was hanging up the claws forever because the Logan movie turned out so well, like go out on a high note. Patrick Stewart also said the same thing about his version of Professor X. Like at the time, 2017 to 2019, they literally said they were done. How much of a difference a couple years makes. Like Patrick Stewart comes back as another version of Professor X in Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. It sounds like he's also coming back again after that. But of course at the time we didn't know that that was going to happen. So like at that time in 2019, they were like, we're done, we're not coming back. So of course fans started speculating on who the new version of Wolverine would be in the upcoming Marvel movies. And Henry Cavill was just one of the biggest, earliest theories at the time. I think I even did a video about that. So now Kevin Feige's cast Henry Cavill to pay off that long-running fan theory, same as they did with John Krasinski. At the time, none of us had any idea of how Marvel Phase 4, Phase 5, Phase 6 would totally play out. I think we had a broad idea of which direction they were headed because we knew that they would want to do X-Men movies again eventually.
Why the holidays? Thought it'd be fun. Why PG-13? It's a family movie. Also money. Also Disney.
We all assumed that they would eventually do Deadpool 3 at some point. We were just hoping that it would be rated R. Deadpool would come into the MCU in some way. And the only other really big common fan theory at the time was that they should do a version of Deadpool Kills the Marvel Universe because now they could do it because he was coming to the MCU. Cut to now, in the Deadpool and Wolverine trailer that we've gotten already, he's loosely referencing Deadpool Kills the Marvel Universe during that footage when he talks about changing the quote-unquote cinematic universe, the MCU essentially.
Your little cinematic universe is about to change forever.
So if you thought that Henry Cavill would become a version of Wolverine a couple years ago and they'd do Deadpool Kills the Marvel Universe, everybody pat yourself on the back because you were right. The only downside to this, like the other shoe dropping, people are like, wait a minute, if he's only going to be doing a variant of Wolverine, what does that mean? There's supposed to be multiple versions of Wolverine and multiple versions of Deadpool in the movie because there's a bunch of variants. We're talking about the TVA here. The only downside I can see to this right now is that it's probably going to be a one-off cameo scene. Like Henry Cavill is not meant to replace Hugh Jackman's Wolverine as the new main version of the character. I think this version of Hugh Jackman in the yellow costume is supposed to be the new main version in the MCU through Avengers Secret Wars. Then after they fix the multiverse at the end of that movie, they do their soft reboot of the MCU movies just in general. They start Marvel Phase 7 movies. Hugh Jackman's version supposed to go back to his original universe, and eventually several years later, they'll cast a new MCU version of Wolverine with a totally new actor. But not till well after Secret Wars, so we're talking like 7-8 years down the line, a long time. I guess Henry Cavill's version of Wolverine could always come back and cameo during Secret Wars if Deadpool and Wolverine goes well, and it sounds like it does. Like Marvel seems very, very confident that it's going to be one of their new billion-dollar movies. We'll see if it makes it past $1 billion. I haven't heard any rumors about them giving him a crazy death scene during the movie, so I don't know if they plan to give him the same treatment that they did with John Krasinski's Reed Richards, like unceremoniously having Scarlet Witch kill him during the movie. Please do not do that to Henry Cavill. It wasn't really funny the first time that they did it. And like I said, it would be crazy if Ben Affleck's Daredevil does wind up in the movie in some way. Like you put them together and it's just another Justice League reunion in the MCU. But I don't think that Ben Affleck's Daredevil is supposed to be in the movie unless they change that in reshoots. They did confirm that Jennifer Garner's version of Elektra from that Ben Affleck Daredevil movie is going to be in Deadpool and Wolverine, but I think it's just her. The other Deadpool and Wolverine variants that we've learned about so far, just starting with the Wolverine variants, and there are only going to be a couple of those, is Patch Wolverine, which we saw in the trailer. He's actually meant to be played by Daniel Radcliffe, also paying off the Daniel Radcliffe Wolverine fan theories from the recent years. If you didn't see, there have been rumors the past couple of years that he would become the new MCU Wolverine, and Daniel Radcliffe himself kept denying them, like, no, I have no interest in being in comic book movies, even though I love the idea that fans think I could be a good version of Wolverine. So doing Daniel Radcliffe as a version of Wolverine is just the same vibe as doing Henry Cavill as a Wolverine. The version of Patch Wolverine that we see in the trailer is based on the original main version of Wolverine in the comics during the 1980s when he was living undercover in Madripoor going by the alias Patch, wearing an outfit that looked like this, like the white jacket with the patch. They did a more recent run where they brought that character back, but essentially it's the main version of Wolverine just being undercover in Madripoor. They already had some references to this version of Wolverine in the MCU during Falcon and Winter Soldier. During Episode 3, when they traveled to Madripoor, they passed by the Princess Bar. That's the place where Patch Wolverine hung out during that run in the comics. I think the idea with the Daniel Radcliffe Wolverine here is that Deadpool looks like he's meeting him in the casino while he's on a mission for the TVA, just going through different universes, and this just happens to be one of them. It seems like part of the idea in the movie is that Matthew McFadden's TVA Hunter character recruits Deadpool as a variant to become a new TVA agent the same way that Mobius did with the variant version of Loki after Avengers Endgame. Like they give them two options because they've created so many Nexus events, like they're now variants. They can be pruned and sent to the void, or they could become TVA agents themselves. Loki chose to become a TVA agent. It sounds like Deadpool also, quote-unquote, accepts the mission. And if it wasn't clear, all TVA agents are meant to be variants. And while that's happening, it seems like Deadpool just goes on a bunch of missions until eventually he does something that gets him pruned and sent to the Void anyway, or the TVA purposefully sends him to the Void to deal with Emma Corrin's Cassandra Nova villain and her band of evil X-Men variants that she's turned into a team. And it seems like that's where he runs into the yellow costume variant of Wolverine, played by Hugh Jackman, crashing through that 20th Century Fox logo, like joking on them, recasting all the characters and rendering all the Fox X-Men characters irrelevant. The other Deadpool variants that we've learned about so far are Dogpool, this long hair version of Deadpool with the shiny hardcore looking armor. He might be Samurai Pool, or he might just be like Man Bun Deadpool. Wolverine Pool, that'll be crazy, a Deadpool variant with adamantium Wolverine claws. Lady Deadpool, who's also in the trailer, this is meant to be her hands holding the Uzis. Notice her gloves are different from Deadpool's gloves. There's supposed to be a Deadpool Pulp. He's a more tuned down version of the character from another universe in the comics with a much grittier real world backstory with less technology, like way more lo-fi. And apparently Kid Pool is also supposed to appear in the movie in some way. I don't think it's going to be Walker Scobell. There was speculation about that because he recited the entire opening monologue from Deadpool 2, and Ryan Reynolds was just totally impressed by him, and they did a movie together with Sean Levy, who was also the director of Deadpool 3. And because we have all those Secret Wars references during the trailer, Sean Levy is also in line to direct Avengers Secret Wars right now, just based on the strength of Deadpool and Wolverine. Apparently, Marvel is so happy with the way the movie turned out, like it just looked so good and it went so smoothly, that he's now at the top of their shortlist to direct Secret Wars. Personally, I don't have any big preferences about who winds up directing it, as long as it winds up being somebody with a really strong vision who can actually pull this off. And there are only a couple directors that are capable of doing that. One of the reasons why the Russo brothers were able to do Infinity War and Avengers Endgame back-to-back is because there is also two of them. Like, they're solid directors, but there's also two of them, so it's half the work. Plus, it's also no coincidence that they're literally referencing Secret Wars with that comic book from real life, like the real-life Marvel comic book with Doctor Doom on the cover. I believe it's Secret Wars number 5. With the Hulk soda, if the movie wasn't going to be referencing Secret Wars at the end of the movie in some bigger way, or like lead into Secret Wars. My early theory right now, just beyond post-credit scenes, because there will probably be some kind of Secret Wars post-credit scene. Supposedly in early versions of the movie, the Void Planet from the Loki series, which we see in the trailer pretty prominently, is meant to eventually become the battle world from Secret Wars in the movie version of that. As far as we know, the current version of Secret Wars that they're supposed to be doing in the movies is kind of an amalgam version of the original 1980 Secret Wars with the Beyonder and the more modern version of Secret Wars with God Emperor Doom. I do not think they would have used Doctor Doom on the cover of that particular Secret Wars Easter egg if they didn't plan on including him in the movie version of Secret Wars in some way. But because Secret Wars isn't that far off, like it's still a couple years away, but it's not that far off, they only have so much time to start developing Doctor Doom's character. Like, you can't just show up in Secret Wars and introduce him for the first time in that movie. We know he's supposed to be featured at the end of the brand new Fantastic Four movie with Pedro Pascal and all the other new actors, but he's not meant to be the main villain of that movie, so not really clear how the movie will wind up referencing him, just that he will appear in some way during it. Everybody post all your reactions in the comments below. What do you think about Henry Cavill playing a version of Wolverine? What do you think about them doing Doctor Doom in the MCU? Like, where do you want to see that character show up? Whenever Marvel winds up releasing, of course I will do videos. We'll probably get that new Deadpool and Wolverine trailer in the next couple of weeks at some point. And a real big reminder that all my X-Men episodes will start posting next week after they start releasing them, so be sure to enable alerts for my channel so you don't miss that. Everybody click here for all those X-Men episodes. I'll update the link as soon as I post that, and click here for all my other Deadpool and Wolverine videos. Thank you so much for watching, and maximum effort.
Yo, what's good, Co-Red? What's goody? What's goody? Thank you for popping in. Always appreciate you.
My bad.
Oh, my fault.
Teehee.
Teehee. Now,
Yeah.
I like. It's like I like the idea. Oh, podcast episode on Sunday. Yes, sir. Yeah, who got their speaker so loud? That would be Sage.
That's crazy. That was my phone. But go ahead, T.
I like the idea of Henry Cavill as one of the Wolverines. Because honestly, when it comes to this Deadpool movie, you could do whatever you want. you can throw like they can even bring Evan Peters in as Pedro again. You can literally have fun with this movie. That's why I feel like this movie will rejuvenate us for the MCU, because with this play on Deadpool kills the Fox universe, it's gonna be kind of dope seeing that, like the misadventures that he's about to go through working with the TVA and everything. Now that's what like kind of messes me up with the whole Loki series being over. Where does the TVA fall in after this Deadpool movie? Like, are we gonna get like a Office type? We lost one person, like an Office version of the TVA, which would be kind of cool if we had that kind of show, like the stuff that's going on with the TVA. You feel what I'm saying? Especially with we get to play on Daniel Radcliffe being Patch Wolverine. That would be cool because people were talking about him. It's like they're giving us fan service without overdoing it. That's why like Deadpool movies are always over the top, always kooky, always crazy. So I'm honestly looking forward to this because of like you could do whatever you want with a Deadpool movie. As long as Ryan Reynolds like stays on point with that character, he's gonna be perfect.
How about everybody else?
Oh man. All right, let me just ask y'all this. I don't hate the idea of that, especially when you know there was other movies that came out under things that weren't a part of the cinematic or the Marvel Cinematic Universe, right? I understand. I don't hate the idea of them doing let's kill everything else off. It's probably something that's needed. I think that could be a fun movie. Well, now my question to y'all is, if they have a movie where they killing off characters that we've known in the past, variants of those characters that we haven't seen, okay, and then at the end of this movie, you left with Deadpool still, possibly no other one of the variants sticking through. Is there any? Did that? Correct me if I'm wrong. In the video, if they address that, please correct me. But it looked like everybody will be killed off, and then they won't be bringing, let's just say X-Men in this case, they won't be bringing some of these characters or variants that we see back into the MCU until after Secret Wars, which would be like somewhere between, I think they said 6 and 8.
Nah, they gonna bring it back. This is just more so Deadpool killing the Fox universe aspect of Marvel. So it's not going to touch every single universe. You're still gonna have possibly, because we've seen rumors and reports about them doing Secret Wars with Tobey Maguire as the Spider-Man, Hugh Jackman as the Wolverine, Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man, goddamn, so on and so forth. Probably Halle Berry as Storm, possibly as well, and try and culminate a team of all these older and people that played the characters and everything like that. So I don't think he's killing necessarily every universe with the X-Men to the point where we're not gonna see variants of these same characters later on.
And
I feel like
Secret
there
Wars.
is. Yeah, and then on top of that, they came out with another rumor where Doctor Strange 3 was going to be like the last MCU movie before Secret Wars, and they're going to do the Time Runs Out storyline from the comic book that Jonathan Hickman just came up with recently in the past couple years in the Marvel Avengers storyline, and that basically is the lead up to Secret Wars. So that's basically the last two worlds, if I'm not mistaken, duking it out.
But now the characters that we would get that would be lasting in the MCU, though, they would not come until after Secret Wars, possibly a couple years even after Secret Wars, correct?
Wait, say that again.
So like the characters that will be the iterations that will be lasting, we won't see them until after Secret Wars, right?
No, we'll see them during Secret Wars.
But I thought those is gonna be where we see them in Deadpool, and then we see them in Secret Wars, like the example of Tobey Maguire, Hugh Jackman,
Secret Wars,
and then after Secret Wars,
it would
be like another reboot, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's where now this is my question. As fans, are we excited? How are we feeling about not getting these lasting characters possibly for another decade? So you seeing any standalone X-Men with characters that will be staying in the MCU a decade from now? Daredevil possibly a decade from now. Is that like, for me, I'm like, I kind of like would like to know what that direction is going to look like, because by the time we wrap, like, even if we enjoy Secret Wars, it's like we got to go through this process all over again. That's what it feels like right now to me. And I don't know how I'm gonna feel it. Like, I mean, it is what it is if that's what's gonna happen. But like, fam, I want to see an MCU Wolverine that's gonna be in the movies for about a decade at least.
Crazy statement, and then Derek, you gonna go. I trust Marvel and Disney a whole lot more than I trust 21st Century Fox, and we all know what happened with the movies outside of the Wolverine movies, the origins. Outside of that one, and then probably you can possibly say the first Fantastic Four, possibly teetering on it, but those are possibly the only two. They're worse than Sony. You can't get much worse than Sony in live action. And they're probably worse
You
or
cool
on
waiting
par.
10 years though? You cool waiting 10 years though?
I don't think it's gonna be 10 years because I don't know if you remember another rumor that we heard as well is that after Secret Wars, Kevin Feige is gonna go heavy into X-Men. So X-Men is basically the only sort of characters that we haven't really gotten a good fleshing of or a good example of to understand more about mutants and everything like that and the dichotomy between humans and mutants and all of that jazz. So I think he's gonna go balls to the wall with X-Men for the following phase right after Secret Wars. You already have the already made characters such as Spider-Man. You could do another Spider-Man movie. You could do another Doctor Strange movie, give a take, possibly a Thor movie, possibly a Hulk movie by that time, possibly something Daredevil related. All of these things. You still have multiple ways, and if you want to recast somebody, now is your opportunity to do it. They setting it off where they're able to keep the fun and intrigue going, because people might be more interested in a certain character if it's played by a different person. People might be more interested if they're trying to use new takes and trying to find that spark and understand that they just can't drop a movie and expecting that comic book niggas just because they like comic books is gonna like this movie just because their favorite character is in there or one of them is. I think they're getting smarter with their shit. Um, but I really fucking hate that Henry Cavill decision though. But Derek, go ahead. I'm gonna talk about it after.
I mean, it's cool with the changes Deadpool gonna be making, but like you said, Rob, like that 10-year time period, it's like I feel like the Avengers thing kind of ran out because people only associate a few people with the Avengers. Like in the comics, I know that it always changes, but right now, I think that they should probably focus on like X-Men or something. In my opinion, like going forward after the Deadpool movie, like after this Avengers movie, like yo, like you have so many stories you can tell with X-Men. So many people can relate with X-Men. So many different powers, so many different personalities, so many different villains. It's like you focus on that team dynamic and also bring in new X-Men every movie. Like don't have this.
You went out again, brother.
Yeah, I was like, don't have the same 6, 7 X-Men in every movie. Like that's one thing about the School for the Gifted is always going to be more students coming in that you can have in the X-Men. It's different comics where Charles Xavier has secret X-Men teams that he don't tell the main people about. Like they could really work with that and then just start building, more building more teams and doing other shit. But I mean, it's time out for this Avengers stuff, and they just got to right some of these wrongs they got out.
On top of it, it does give Kevin Feige some time to actually find somebody that personifies their given X-Men counterpart that they'll be playing too. It gives them a lot more time to try and plan this out. Gives everybody a lot more time to try and plan this out, while also knowing simply that Hugh Jackman is making another another appearance, knowing that Robert Downey Jr., Chris Evans, who could be playing the Human Torch or could be playing Captain America. You got all of these people that people grew up with, some people, and some people who've been waiting on this moment their whole entire life to see a actual superhero movie that's actually pretty good and looks phenomenal. They're going to be waiting on this moment. Just off of that premise, Marvel is going to have a whole lot to play with after that movie even drops. You put in Hugh Jackman and Robert Downey Jr. in there. God forbid you put in Professor X. I can't remember the nigga name. Sir Patrick Stewart, I think, or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
All of that jazz is gonna put butts in seats expeditiously. You're getting money and you making it back. You don't. All you have to do is make sure you don't fuck it up. You can make a cool story, have the right moments and everything like that. Boom, instant classic. But I just don't understand why they would pick a actor the caliber of Henry Cavill, and this could be because of his schedule, because he's doing the Warhammer series coming up. But why the fuck are you getting an actor the caliber of Henry Cavill to play a Wolverine, another Wolverine, just to use him for one fucking movie? Why
But
not
look at it
make
this way, though,
him?
Rob.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say he probably like, yo, like he did say he wanted to play Captain Britain, and that's Psylocke's brother or whatever. So they like, damn, we ain't got plans to bring this nigga in doing this and that. So he's like, if he's not gonna be a bigger role, y'all can just pay me what I'm worth. They probably gonna be like, yo, we'll pay you $5 million to be Wolverine in this Deadpool movie because it's gonna crack $1 billion. He's like, cool, I'll do that, no problem. Because it's like if he can't play Captain Britain or if he can't do Doctor Doom or something like that, then he's probably like, just pay me to do this one thing for the fan service because then I got other projects going. And he probably don't want to be tied down to the comic book thing. Everybody mind gonna change. He probably like,
Not
you know
after
what, I don't even
DC.
want to do this. You said what?
But not after DC. But I
Yeah,
can
exactly.
understand that. But like, I don't. I don't know if it's just me, but I feel like he would have played a perfect Doctor Doom. And in the villain role, you don't necessarily have to worry, or you don't necessarily face the same type of scrutiny that heroes will face in a
Yeah.
superhero movie. We didn't talk
No, that's
about
true.
Namor being ass. We was talking about Shuri being ass, or people was talking about Shuri being ass in Black Panther 2.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just one example. Like we could go through multiple. I feel like it would have been a perfect recipe for his success, and he could have did the Warhammer thing on the side, or even Doctor Doom doesn't necessarily have to be a focal point. In a lot of movies, you can sprinkle him in like a Thanos type figure, and then get more in depth once he finished shooting Warhammer season or something like that. Like they could have used him
Yeah, that's true.
for a lot more. I'm not gonna lie, but I mean, I haven't seen the movie. Supposedly, people who have seen the movie, who seen the pre-screenings and everything like that, said that it was a phenomenal movie, and they just like we was watching in the video. I just wish if you getting a high name actor like that, use him for something worthwhile and longevity wise. Like Pedro Pascal, what you were saying, I feel the same way now with Henry Cavill. How long is this nigga gonna play this nigga? Is he even gonna play this nigga? Wolverine not even a tall, chiseled nigga like this. This nigga looks musty in the
Exactly.
fucking comic books. That nigga's a short dweeb, no cap.
He's
Muscular
He
5'3".
dude.
just he just a muscular guy, but he not he not real tall or a
Short
huge
as
hulking
hell.
figure.
But might as well call him the Rizzler too, cause he still be getting it. Nonetheless, Henry Cavill not even the perfect build for a goddamn Wolverine. So I'm
Yeah,
like, why out of all the niggas you picked to play, it's this thing? I could have seen him as a Deadpool more than a Wolverine, to be honest with you.
Rob, can I speak to one of your points though?
Go ahead.
Hear me out. I you kind of got me thinking. I want this to happen. I don't know whether it will happen, but I kind of want it to happen. Give me Chris Evans as Human Torch for the simple fact, not because I want to see him again as Human Torch, but for the simple fact that that would be the first, I believe, the first instance in the MCU where we see the same actor in a separate role. And if they can do it in a certain way, then it might open up the door for them to do it for more characters, and we could possibly get, depending on the success, Henry Cavill back in another role. It could just be a very, like a different universe, a variant, however they do it. But kind of want to see that happen, so that way maybe we could start getting characters back or getting new characters. If let's say Loki's the actor who plays Loki is like, yeah, I come back, but I just don't want to do Loki anymore, right? You could have a variant or something, but it makes sense because they already did it with Chris Evans. I kind of, at this point, I'm with you. I don't want to keep seeing big name actors that may kill the role. Christian Bale is another example of that we have seen happen already, where it's like, that's a phenomenal actor. He is a really good actor. He was wasted in the MCU. He was wasted. It's like, I would love to see if they could reboot him and use him in a more beneficial role and in a better role than in the way that they did use him. Yeah. And then the other point that I just wanted to make really quickly. So basically what y'all telling me, and I can kind of wrap my head around it. I've been trying to do it while I'm sitting here listening to you guys. This is nostalgic Avengers. Just look at it that way. What we have with the Secret Wars, just understand that this is them getting all of the nostalgia out. We can see everybody from Robert Downey Jr., Hugh Jackman, Tobey Maguire, anybody down the list. We can see them again. But then after that, get over y'all nostalgia. We're not doing those characters anymore. We're not doing anything like that. We scooting on.
But yo, they gotta make them new characters good, bro. Like you can't be like Robert Downey Jr. I'm saying you can't be like, yo, okay, Robert Downey Jr., we gonna replace you with Ironheart. And then you got this little nappy head nigga running around. It's like, come on, bro. Then it's like, yo, Thor, you're not the strongest in the universe no more. Here go this fucking Bob 90s fucking Butch Dyke bitch, Captain Marvel, and she gonna be the leader of the team, the strongest. It's like, yo, like we had Thor since 2011. We had Iron Man since 2008.
I'm gonna be honest.
And now you got two ass characters coming in, and they just supposed to replace them. Like we ain't gonna notice.
I just gotta side note what you just said, D. Thor's not the strongest because he always gets manhandled in every movie he's in. It's been shown.
He's supposed to be the most powerful Avenger, though.
But he's getting his behind handled. Bruh.
Especially in the iteration.
Has he really want to fight? Has he really want to fight?
In the first Thor movie, he was wild.
He cut out mad wild.
Yeah.
Bro. In the first Thor movie, he was wilding, bro. When he was fighting the ice giants and all that, like after that movie, he just fell off. Like T said, every single movie he would get his ass whooped, looking stupid.
Yep.
I wouldn't mind if they like rebooted him, but like you could keep the same actor, but just reboot him with his strength. Mm-hmm. I would not be mad at that at all. Yeah. To be seen.
That'd be nice. But on that end, I think we're gonna call it quits for today. Hopefully Marvel is able to figure out and they pick some good people to come back to the roles. Feel like they're teetering. They're not in Sony's position, but they might be teetering on possibly losing a whole lot of fans that put most of those butts in those seats. A whole lot of fans of comic books, especially. So if you know the comic books, if that shit is ass, niggas will not be buying it. And if your movie is ass and you sullying the names of characters that they beloved, they will most definitely not buy it. But
maybe a reboot is needed.
Maybe. But we appreciate y'all for coming out with us again. This is episode 16 in the books. 4 more away from 20. Getting this live. I'm curious what number we gonna be right before DreamCon, but as long as y'all do that. Yeah, I'm curious what number we gonna be at, but before DreamCon. But y'all join us on this journey. We're trying to hit. I don't know if it's gonna be 100, but we'll probably be in around 50s. I feel like at least. At
But
minimum,
DreamCon probably. I'm looking at the calendar right now.
Hold
With them, they're
on.
gonna be at 40.
40? All right,
Oh,
around
no,
there.
so we at 16, 17, 18.
19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32.
Yeah, like 34,
33,
35.
34, 35, yeah.
Yeah.
35. All right.
Well, we'll be at 34
All right,
before that weekend.
Okay. So we probably gonna plan some good, get a little festive to get ready for the week of DreamCon and weekend of DreamCon. But appreciate y'all again. You can check out Tsmoov. We streaming right now on Twitch at Tsmoov Entertainment. That's SOSMOOV Entertainment. Twitch.tv/ obviously. We got Crocoscorner as well. He has a podcast that goes over anime related topics as well as other topics such as history and other such of things. You can check him out on all podcast platforms. Crocoscorner. Be able to check him out there. We got our good brethren Chef D in the building. He's the man, the myth, the legend, getting ready for DreamCon. Man, back there trying to earn his veteran status.
Nino,
aka Nasty Nino. If you hear that, if you hear that out and about in DreamCon, just know he's activated.
Play his theme song.
Just know.
Sin said it will with you.
Nah,
I
this
have a
is,
new theme song for DreamCon.
if you know, you know.
Whenever a door closes around me, that's the sound you're gonna hear.
Yeah.
Come out walking pigeon toe.
Oh my goodness, y'all going crazy. All right, I'm your humble host, Saig. We appreciate y'all for popping out again. Come check us out next week. Well, we'll give you some anime news and get down to it. Appreciate y'all. Peace.
It should have been me, not him. It's not fair.
All the smoke, yeah, running trash bags of that green, whip it fast, the whip color of cocaine. I'm independent in the spinner to stop these dreams. I roll too rich, focus on the ticket, maximize my means. Saig, nah, just tryna float. There's a couple holes up in